of themselves.
That's good.
That one was cute.
Thank you. Thank you.
Everything about tonight else isn't.
So, welcome back to Cthulhu. Welcome back to Iconic Production here on Twitch. I am Becca. I am running this game of Call of Cthulhu here. I am called the keeper of the arcane lore in Call of Cthulhu games. Other people might call them game masters. And with me are my players, also known as investigators. And I think we determined that investigators are called an aggravated murder of investigators because they're usually aggravating murder or witnessing an aggravated murder, something like that. I don't know. But welcome. You're here. You're joining us. JD is behind the technical side. Phantom of Truth is helping us moderate our chat. And yes, I got all dressed up today because they're going to a doll factory. And I might have been yelled at a couple times by the investigators before the stream started. It's fine. So, a quick recap. Our investigators went to the big cathedral last time they played at night to investigate a stone where they believed a piece of the Sadafkar simulacrum was hidden. Unfortunately, Ricky, who was supposed to be their inside man, was gone. And Gertrude offered up to distract the patrolmen who were walking by, dropping her shoe in the bush and stumbling out to them. The other three managed to get through the gate into the cathedral, found the stone, used a crowbar to pry up the stone, and discovered an empty space with a note beneath. They brought this note out, and after talking to Gregario, I know his name, that's not Gregario. It is Giorgio. Oof, goodness. Bringing it out to Giorgio, they determined that it was from an old family known as the Gremanci family, who is a renowned doll maker. And, yeah. So they decided to wait until morning. They went to the drunk tank, and Giorgio got out their friends. While he was doing so, the rest of the group, primarily Charlie, who managed to charm her way into the good graces of a police officer, asked about a screaming young woman from the night before, and they found out her fiancé had been brutally murdered by being impaled on a 10-foot-tall spike, having his throat ripped out and his blood all drained. Oh, happy day. The fiance has gone mad from witnessing such a terrible crime and has attempted to gnaw her own tongue off. So that's cool. After which, Giorgio showed up. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I got the hiccups. With Gertrude and Ricky in tow, freed from the drunk tank, and ready to go and investigate the doll makers.
So we don't have to go pick them up at the drunk tank, or we already picked them up at the drunk tank?
You're at the police station. They just walked out.
Yep. Is anyone not ready to go to the doll factory?
I'm super stoked about it. Let's go.
Where's your wife, Mason?
Yeah,
She is with us. I mean,
Okay.
I haven't mentioned her recently because she's just right there.
Okay.
Sarah is there, absolutely horrified by this description of a grisly murder.
Good.
And definitely side-eyed her husband, considering what it's going to take to get him to stay home forever.
Uh-huh.
I mean, she was all for this. She was all for this trip, like not like a day or two ago.
I'd say the danger that we're facing makes it a high stakes kind of situation.
I like steak.
No, because it was a 10-foot pole that the person was impaled on. High stakes.
Oh.
I got it. I thought
like-
it was a little bit funny, but also very morbid.
I like sirloin. I like Angus. I like
So I think what Melanie is saying is something to eat first, and then we go to the doll factory.
I think it's only like 10 o'clock.
It's always time to eat something, man.
In the
10 o'clock
morning?
In the morning.
Oh, okay.
it's time to go on a 5-day vacation.
But I got dressed up for this.
All right, let's go to the doll factory. I don't think we need food. We just ate breakfast.
Giorgio lets you know there is a very, very good cafe very close to the factory. We can eat there. You will love it, especially you, Charlie.
We got to make sure Charlie gets some good pastries or something in.
Yeah, especially after we started talking about steak.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna need a steak too after spending the night mock up. But
Yeah.
where are we going? Are we traveling by car?
No, but you can travel by gondola.
Yeah, I bet we just take gondola.
I mean, if we're going to this doll factory, is there any chance we can go to a petrol station along the way? Just getting some accelerants when we eventually, burn it down might be a good idea.
Like, that's not a great idea.
That's not exactly something that you would find in Venice.
No, not really.
I mean, if you want to go to the outskirts of Venice, you'd find a petrol
No.
station.
I mean, if it's a creepy doll factory,
You
I
know,
figure we're gonna burn it down, right?
A place where we can buy some spirits will suffice.
Fair enough.
Molotov cocktail.
Like, we're gearing up for a creepy doll factory. Like,
Yeah.
gotta be.
I don't want the whatever they're called, the men in black, to come after us.
The black shirts.
Yes.
Men in Black is a different thing.
Totally different thing.
Close enough. Close enough.
Alright. Excuse me. So, Giorgio takes you through the city onto various gondolas. For a while, you're able to kind of just ride, enjoy all the beautiful buildings that you pass. It's very sedate movement, and it's actually rather relaxing. You almost find yourself lulled into a sense of stillness on the boat.
I'm gonna look around, see
Yeah,
if there's
that's-
anything.
Suspicious.
Yep.
Sarah
Quiet,
leans
quiet is not
against you, Mason, and trails her fingertips in the water.
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna be like, no, let's not touch that poop water.
Fair enough.
I know there's other stuff in there, but she doesn't know that maybe,
Yeah,
so we're just gonna call it poop water.
The raw sewage in the canals is never fun. No.
No, it is not. And so then you eventually come upon a small district. It was clearly once prosperous, little bourgeoisie, but it is not nearly as nice anymore. And you are let off from the gondola, and you see a factory made of stone that was built probably in the 14th century. And next to it, and it still looks pretty good. It's just not the fancy pants that maybe once upon a time you would have recognized. Next to it, you see a touristy shop. It looks like they have various maps and books. You see a building that is housing for university students. You see a dirty but currently very popular cafe, as a lot of people are sitting in it and coming in and out. And then there's several other industrial buildings. Sorry, what?
You say dirty butt? Like
A dirty, however popular.
A dirty but popular.
I thought it was called the dirty butt.
A dirty, however, it is still popular. cafe.
Apparently, we're children.
That's it. That's the name of the cafe in its D&D equivalent. That's all.
It sounds like people want to go to a cafe, so I would say let's go to the popular cafe.
The dirty but popular cafe.
And I hate you all, and one of you is going to die tonight.
Not my wife. She didn't do anything. Neither wife. Neither wife can die here.
A lively second home to many university students. You can tell some of them are communists. Some of them are more devoted to Mussolini's cause. And even some of them are already wearing darker colored shirts, almost as if in an attempt to be noticed by black shirts. However, in a quick glance around, you notice there are no black shirts here. Sitting kind of amongst the university students, you see a lot of scarred and poverty-stricken war veterans. They're kind of bumming cigarettes off of the university students. One of them will say something, a whole bunch of them will laugh, and then it'll immediately stop. And any university student who's still laughing suddenly feels super self-conscious and awkward, as if maybe that joke wasn't for them to laugh at.
Is there any sort of wait, I can't remember. Was it this town that people would be like holding hands and then they would stop holding hands, or was that the last town?
That was in Milan.
Okay.
Let's just grab food and go. Just real quick, bag of pastries, and
I might chat fairly quickly with one of the war vets and ask him if anything strange has happened.
You know Italian?
Good point. I'll ask George. Well, I guess Giorgio's probably going to order.
what about your wife?
No, my wife doesn't. We determined this last time.
Oh, okay. I thought she spoke something French, maybe?
German.
German, thank you.
I should write that down.
I will go up to the proprietor of the cafe and order a round of espressos or whatever the gentlemen that are bumming cigarettes off of the uni students are drinking this morning. Not going to be presumptuous and assume that they're actually drinking at 10 o'clock in the morning. But
Well, by now it's like 10:30.
Oh,
totally legal. But
different.
It's not.
But
That's Italian. Say it to its face, Lee.
yeah, I'll just say
Too
whatever
early.
they want around is on me.
Didn't
Wow.
you pass that law?
That's a good way to get noticed there, Gertrude.
All right.
I have a bit of a soft spot for war vets.
Well, apparently you happened to talk to the one war vet, as I roll a 1, who speaks English.
Oh, good.
And he kind of looks up and goes, "Speak around for all of us."
Yes. Whatever you'd like.
You do know we're not drinking water this early in the morning, yeah?
Of
Or
course.
Steve?
Of course. I would be more concerned if you were.
He kind of still looks at you a little suspiciously. You're a little sus.
No, I just-
Turns.
You just throw sus in there.
I did. I've clearly been around my students way too much because that came out. Yeah, I blame the 11-year-olds I spend too much time with.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. Welcome to Call of Cthulhu, where we throw in modern vernacular just because. Nelly, can you make a credit roll just to make sure that you can pay for this?
I'm paying.
Sorry, not Nelly, Gertrude. I'm so sorry.
I was gonna say.
To my friend over there.
Excuse me. As Nellie sits there with her water and lemon.
Yeah, I succeeded.
Okay. Yeah, so you are able to purchase drinks for everybody, whether it is coffee or other. Not many of them have water and lemon, like Nelly.
Cheers.
But man, that espresso is nice.
That would actually cause problems as we cross borders.
It really would.
And then I'll kind of beckon Mason over because I know he wanted to talk to people.
I'll bring my wife.
And I'll ask, what's the news in the neighborhood? What sort of strange happenings are here? We're just about to go tour this doll factory, and it sounds interesting.
Tourists. I mean, sure, why not? You can find anything to make tourist attraction. Well, what do you want to know? You have the factory that you are going to go look in.
More so curious about strange things that have been happening recently.
Recently?
Yeah, we've just been kind of keeping a little running tally as we're traveling along. You know, there just seems to be some sort of odd things happening in all the different towns we've been in, and we're just collecting that to see if we can put together, you know, for one of the books back home. Americans abroad.
Nothing recently. I mean...
Anything less recent?
I mean, sure. The factory you are going to visit is the Gremanci family's factory. They make such beautiful and such finely made birds and other animals that many people once thought they were alive. They have been called wizards or witches.
Ooh, that is interesting.
The last time they tried to burn one of the Gremancis was like 200 years ago, so you don't have to worry about that.
But what was this person's name? This
Gremanci?
Yeah, what was it? A man, a woman, one of the daughters?
It was a man. It was Vista Gremanci.
Ah.
What was that name?
Elvis in 1630.
1630. That was some time ago.
See, I told you. Nothing recent.
And does the same family still run the factory?
See, right now Antonio runs it with his son Sebastiano.
Antonio and Sebastiano. Very nice. And do they still make these very lifelike creatures?
Sometimes they're more focused on the dolls and prosthetics.
Oh,
You slap his leg, and you look down, and you notice that his right leg is not real. It is a very finely made prosthetic.
Well, that is such a noble thing for a doll factory to be doing these days. That's very good. They must be lovely fellows.
They are. They're some of the best you could ever ask for.
To know. Do they use mechanical? Like, I'm very intrigued by what you said about making lifelike creatures. Do they actually, are they actually automatons? Do they move? Are they mechanical? Like with the key?
Yes. It was really in the last century that they would make these automatons.
Last century they made them.
Fascinating.
Yeah. Nothing much recently.
Well, now they're turned to doing noble work for the heroes who came back from the war.
Yeah.
Excellent. Can't wait to meet these folks.
Well, Missy, Signora, thank you so much for the drinks.
Oh, you're so welcome. If you need to get in contact with us, if anything juicy happens and you'd like to share that with us, we can be found, and I'll give him our hotel. I don't remember which one it was.
Creepy Hotel.
I think you posted in our Discord.
I did, yeah, the Hotel Soprani.
And I'll mention that she'll pay for good information too.
I glare at Mason. Mason will pay for good information.
Just you.
Oh my gosh.
And I'll start walking away with my wife, as she likely scolds me for saying something like that.
I mean, right? You can call me Signor Benito.
Benito. Very nice. Did you hear anything about that horrible murder? I heard about it yesterday when I was picking up my companion from the drunk tank.
All right, you were picking up your companion. You weren't
Yes.
in the drunk. You were in the drunk tank. So no, he would not have heard anything. yet.
Okay.
It happened last night.
Oh, all right.
So he kind of looks at you and, what do you mean murder that happened last night?
Well, I was picking up a companion of mine from the police station, and one overhears things,
Mm.
So
You
I
have
just-
good knowledge there at police station.
Yes. Sometimes. Well, just be careful, right? And if you need anything, you know where to find us. Happy to help. And thank you, of course, for everything you did during the war.
Of course, we fight so that there is no more war.
Yes, right? That's what
Yes.
they say.
See?
Well, thank you. I lost
Very
I
welcome.
lost my betrothed during the war, so I appreciate your sacrifices.
I am so sorry to hear that.
Oh, it's all right. One gets on, muddles through.
Muddles. Very British.
Yes, I did pick up a few things from Nellie.
She's your Brit.
Yes.
Excellent. All right. You can easily try to take a tour of the factory. Like, it is open to the public.
I would like to do that.
Okay. You guys enter in. You see. So I have thrown the map of the factory into our document on Google Docs, and in 2 weeks we'll be in studio, and I will be able to hand you these things physically.
Woohoo!
So there is a general courtyard that you can walk into, or there is an actual entrance to the factory off of the alley. What are we thinking? Into the actual entrance of the factory, or wander through the courtyard and just kind of see where you end up?
You probably go in through the front door the first time around.
Also, here I am going, courtyard.
So Nellie's going through the courtyard. Gertrude's going through the front. You guys are splitting the party.
No,
No.
Nellie will begrudgingly go the way everybody else does. Just, no, I see you.
What the party, you say? Becca perks up.
I'll get you friends to play with.
No.
So the entrance is pretty basic, and there is a small waiting room off to the side. And as you guys kind of shuffle in, you see that there is a clerk's room, in which yes, there is a very young boy sitting there, kind of like flipping through a book that he's reading.
In the waiting room or as a clerk?
Yeah, as a clerk.
How young,
he
10?
Looks, yeah, about 10. He looks up as you enter and says something very rapidly in Italian.
Do any of us speak Italian?
We have Giorgio.
Oh, Giorgio! please do.
Giorgio steps in and he begins rapidly talking back with the young boy. And after a minute, the boy hops off of his stool and goes running through an office and out another door. You guys see from where you're just standing that you see a desk, bookshelves lined with enormous leather-bound general ledgers. The spines are dated, but there doesn't seem to be anybody in the office.
How far back do they go?
Make a spot hidden check.
That is a hard success.
Nice.
You. I mean, it goes back to when this building was built. It definitely seems to be a full-on like factory, as if it has always been one, like it wasn't created from something else. And so it goes back to the I have an actual date here.
I'm more curious, is there anything from 1630 to just a little bit before that? Or
Yes, it goes all the way back to like the 1400s.
Did you ever post that letter that we found in that hole?
Yes. The handwritten note found in San Marco.
Did it give any dates as to when he took that thing out? Oh, just kidding. There aren't any dates there. Storyless grandson. Okay. Yeah, I would be looking for a book probably 1630-ish. Or a little before.
Okay.
I might just go over and skim.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna do it. I'm American. They can tell me I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah, you are not in there long before a older than the boy, maybe around Mason's age, gentleman walks in and says, and you hear him say, "See," and he seems to ask another question, at which Giorgio replies, and then the man goes, "Oh, English. See, I know English. It's fine. Yes, I am Sebastiano Gremanci." And you are here for a tour of
Yes.
the factory?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay.
We were talking to Benito in the cafe, and he spoke quite highly of you.
Sure.
He's a man who bought a prosthetic from you, or maybe you donated.
Okay, so he has seen my father. Wait, are you interested in the doll factory or the prosthetics factory?
Can we see both?
Sure, why not? It's not large. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, while we're here, we might as well see it all.
So,
Okay.
do these stores like cost money? Just out of curiosity.
Is Nelly asking this or is Lee asking this? You're muted, my dear.
I guess Nelly can ask. Is there an admission fee for a?
Oh,
No, we don't take money for this. It is our hope to provide the people with what they need, and we don't ask you for anything. But Nelly, Gertrude, and probably Ricky would be kind of aware that leaving something nice would be a kind gesture. But no, they're not going to ask for anything. They seem a little hesitant to ask for money.
Okay, so tips, not admissions. Okay.
Yes.
cool.
So Sebastiano will start to walk you around the house or around the factory. So he takes you into the finishing room, and there you see an older gentleman who looks very much like Sebastiano and is introduced as Antonio Gremanci. He is elderly, thin, vague, dusty-looking man. He does not speak English, but he is actually seems to currently be assisting a vet with a prosthetic.
What kind of prosthetic? Is it an arm, leg?
It's a leg. It's a left leg.
And what are they making them out of?
A left
I'll
leg
ask
specifically?
that.
And it's the left leg specifically.
Was Benito's also the left?
No, it was on the right.
Okay.
But we are currently looking for a left leg.
Yes.
I feel like he wouldn't just whimsically give it away, but I am curious, and I'll ask what kind of material they use.
We use mostly wood. It is lighter than stone and not as easily broken as bone. Yeah, mostly wood. And from what you can tell, the left leg that Antonio is fitting is very finely made and carved.
Nice work.
Can I see how they're made, like prior to this?
Sebastiano says something to his father. It seems like, well, we'll be back in a bit. And takes you into the shaping room. And that is where you see about 6 or so workers who are shaping blocks of wood into these more nicely carved legs of varying lengths. Each of them actually seems to be making a very specific leg. These are custom ordered. They're not, buy off the shelf. So you would come in, have an appointment with Antonio Gremanci. He would measure everything, and then it would get shaped. You would come back for a fitting. It would get adjusted, and then you'd come back to receive it.
When you say a specific leg, you mean it's for a specific person, right?
Yes.
Okay. Not like they're specifically only making left legs.
No.
Cool.
No. Yes.
This is not the RuneQuest doll factory.
No. No, it is not. And Sebastiano kind of shows you, like, this is where like I work. And as you kind of look, you see into the warehouse, and that is where they are making their Gremanci dolls. You see another about 4 people sewing up the little bodies and stuffing them and attaching the 2 arms and the 2 legs and then the nice porcelain head and putting on the dresses and packaging them up neatly.
This might sound like a strange question, but do any of the people look strange? The reason I ask is because of what you said earlier about them making dolls. Sorry, Lee.
Try it slower, Lee. Try focusing it slower. Or not.
So I guess I would also be looking for animals as well, like any odd animals that are around, like porcelain or whatever it would be.
Okay, make a spot hidden check.
That will be a regular success.
Okay, no, nobody really looks that odd in this factory. And they do not seem to be making porcelain animals.
Do the dolls look particularly real or anything like that?
They are very finely made. Realistic for a little girl's doll, yes.
Are there any like life-size dolls around?
No, you do not see any life-size dolls.
Okay.
I would assume that if they had this thing that we are looking for, it would be hidden in a back room and only known of by the grandpa and potentially the other man that is my age.
Sebastiano.
Sebastiano, yeah. I don't think he's going to show it to us in the general tour.
Probably not. So, as we're looking at these dolls, they all seem fairly, like, none of them are automaton-like or have clockwork pieces,
Nope.
anything like that. Okay.
They're just very finely made porcelain dolls.
Okay.
I'm going to ask Sebastiano. He speaks English. The war vet told us that some of your ancestors had been accused of witchcraft. Do you know much about that history?
I mean, you may have noticed our dolls they're very expensive. And before, excuse me while I just stop looking at Lee.
Yeah, it's there.
I'm sorry. It's supposed to autofocus. I'm trying to get it to focus again.
Maybe turn your camera on and off. Oh, just kidding. Okay.
Before we made dolls, we made mini trinkets, mini little figures and animals. Sometimes we would be able to put clockwork in them and make them sing or make them flap their wings or move their heads. And for a while there, many people were suspicious of my family. Even in 1630, there was a letter left at the San Marco that, well, it accused my many great times, grandpa of being a wizard, because there was no way that any mortal could make such fine figures. As we both know, there is no such thing as magic and witchcraft and wizardry. It was thrown out. The council did not believe it.
Gotcha. I'm just gonna take a peek and double check that my wife is still here. Paranoid.
Yeah, she's still holding on to your arm.
Sweet. I just wanted to make sure she was like stuck to me.
However,
However, she's a doll now.
she does seem very fascinated by the little dolls. And Mason, you haven't had kids, right?
I'll say no for the sake of the story, but I think originally when I set up my character, I did have a child, but we do not have kids right now unless...
Is there any more there, or is it ever?
I'm going to say probably ever at this point.
Okay. You know your wife well. You also know that she does want to have kids. And so looking at the doll, she is probably thinking of having a little girl, giving her a doll, like... So yeah, you see like a nostalgia yearning. Like it's that mix between like remembering your own childhood and wanting another chance at it. And so yeah, there's maybe a bit of sadness in her face as she kind of plays a little with the doll's golden curls.
I guess if she is wanting to, I will walk with her towards more of the doll section. Split the party, split the party.
Okay. I mean, you are still in the same area, so you're not truly splitting the party unless some of you guys go back to the front. Yeah, you can definitely look at the dolls. Mason, roll a credit rating for me.
Oh gosh.
Are you gonna buy one?
I do not make the credit rating. However, I'm going to push it for kicks and giggles.
Okay.
I don't know what bad things can happen here on a credit roll, but you know, I'm sure bad things can happen.
You can be robbed and lose all of your money.
Hey, I made it regular success.
Okay.
Now you win a doll.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You
And the
know-
things could be.
You could afford a doll. If you or your wife wanted one. You know that it's within your financial possibilities. And your wife starts talking to one of the workers who seems to also speak English. And the worker is just telling you about how, like, once upon a time, like, these dolls were super popular in Paris, particularly at the kind of like right before the revolution, at the height of the monarchy and the nobility's power. They were super popular, especially in Paris.
What time frame? You said height of the monarchy?
Yeah, right before the downfall. So, you know, 1850s to 1870s.
Cool, makes sense. Fits within my timeline here.
I was like, that's the right timeline, right?
Wait, 17th century would be 1800s, right? Or is that back?
17th century is the 1600s.
Oh, okay. No, okay. Yep, doesn't matter. It fits. Cool.
Yeah, so 18th century. Okay, so the 17 to the early 1800s. Mason, mainly because chat has given me great ideas. I love chat.
God, chat. I know you did.
Can you make a listen roll for me?
Oh, this is not. I have bad listen, chat. You're unkind to me. I'm not letting Rachel see. I don't know what my listen is yet. Oh, I have a listen of 25. I did not make that.
I feel like it's better that you didn't make it.
No, I want to know what I.
No, not really.
And now there's like a bird or a doll that's following us. It's not going to be good, guys. Whatever you did. I should have read through the chat. I should have known.
Okay.
Cool.
Does Nellie, Gertrude, Ricky, or Charlie have any other questions for Sebastiano? He seems to be an open book. I'm more than willing to share anything with you and discuss.
See, that's the problem. Because I'm just like, suddenly I've never had a question in my life because this person is a willing NPC.
A lot of my NPCs are willing. You guys just like, shank them and leave them like die.
It's pretty true.
It's not a lot of shanking that happens.
Minimal shaming.
Slicing, beating.
So, as we've been getting the tour, and sorry, I kind of, in my panic with the focusing, did we did we see like them getting hair put in or anything like that? Did they explain the hair process?
They did not, but they can.
Okay, that's what I wanted to, because before I stupidly asked a question in character that was already answered. Okay. So Nellie is going to ask, so as she's, watching Mason's wife play with the golden curls, she's like, so is the doll hair made out of horse hair or is it something else?
Oh. No, it's donated hair.
Don't like that.
From horses?
Oh,
From people.
no. So we will buy hair, and in order, especially if someone doesn't have anything to sell, and we will use their hair for our dolls.
Wait, so you trade human hair for people who want one of your dolls?
No. We buy the human hair, and we use it.
I guess I'm just a little confused because you just said it's donated.
Purchased.
Purchased.
Okay.
People voluntarily give up their hair.
It's a polite way.
And Ricky says out loud, this isn't just me being snide, this is me, this is Ricky saying something. Come on, it's not like they have people locked up in here and they just take their hair.
Sebastiano kind of turns like white and goes, "That is a terrible idea." But no.
That's what I'm saying. It's not like you have people locked up in here.
Hey,
No.
Hey, American, they have very crass humor.
See.
Does he seem like nervous as in like, oh, we actually do have people locked up in here? Or like, as in like, oh my gosh, no, that would never happen. I'm
Give me a
horrified.
special analyst role.
I was about to say, I'm gonna do that one too.
Or psychology.
Psychology. Nope. I don't know anything.
When do we level up our check marks?
When she says,
When
which
she-
is
okay.
after
We did after Zurich.
Milan. Or, yeah, Zurich.
I just can't remember. Is this the other time I'm supposed to use? Are
Yeah.
these the two? Oh, no.
you
Tater sauce. Oh, I failed. So.
He appears to be a very honest and open guy, in which his nervousness is from the apparent horror at the idea of like locking people up and using them for their hair.
Oh boy.
Cool. I'm glad he's not a psychopath.
I'm gonna throw it out there. It doesn't mean they can't do some voodoo witchy stuff and like possess people.
He just said magic doesn't exist.
I'm not with you guys. This is a non-in-game thing that I'm saying to you.
I would like to ask if he has any of those little any examples of the little clockwork figures from the 17th century.
Unfortunately, no. You mean perhaps we could go in and look at the ledgers to see who has purchased something. Or you can go in and look at the clock tower.
The clock tower?
Palazzo Rezzoniani.
Is some of your family's goods there?
You see, we help to make the dolls to help to show the time.
Oh, very nice. But I would love to see if there's perhaps a museum or another city in Italy that may have some of your mechanical pieces. Tinkering is one of my favorite things to do, so I would dearly love to see sort of the mechanical engineering side of things as well.
I mean, we can go look to see where perhaps my great-grandfather sold.
Yes, or schematics, if he had schematics of any of them.
Maybe.
Why did you stop making the wind-up dolls?
Well, our dolls here are much more popular. And as you can see, my father is very busy with being a generous soul and making the prosthetics for all of our vets.
Okay, so you just shifted focus. I get that.
Yeah, see. It's been quite some time since we have made any of the small mechanical parts.
When he says his father is a generous soul, is there resentment there, or...
Make a psychoanalyst, let's chat. Or a psychology chat.
I'll roll 2.
And no. That's a fail.
Are there like dolls on display or like piles of dolls? Like how is this place like laid out?
There are no piles of dolls. There are some boxes of dolls neatly stacked. And as each doll is finished, they are placed into a box, and that box is set to the side. So, I mean, if you wanted to look at a bunch of dolls, you could go over to where Mason and his wife are and kind of look through them, but they're not like piled in a corner or anything. Yes, Ricky.
I was successful on a psychology roll in trying to understand what he was talking about.
Okay. What were you really wanting to know?
If they were like in line with what Gertrude was asking about. Gertrude was in line with what Gertrude was asking about with them stopping manufacturing clockwork dolls.
Okay. No, he does not seem to be disgruntled or upset about that. You realize he is willing to tell your story, however, it is pretty dark and grim. And as you were sitting there kind of staring at him, you realize Sebastiano has a prosthetic left leg as well. And so the reason that they stopped really making these little trinkets was because there seemed to be a more pressing need to help those who needed to walk.
For people from the war?
Yes.
Interesting.
Did he fight in the war?
He did.
Yes. What's his leg?
I might ask if they ever built anything other than dolls or prosthetics.
No, primarily dolls, figures, larger clockwork figures, prosthetics, mostly that.
No animals?
Sometimes animals, but it's not very common.
Okay.
Is there like a museum in this tour, or is it literally just a factory? Do they have like a museum attachment or something?
It is just a factory.
Okay. Can Nellie just like look around and see what time like to clock out for the shift, or like what time does this place close down at?
Yeah, it's fairly easy to tell. This place is probably gonna close like once it gets dark. So
Okay.
5:36.
Okay.
And it doesn't, I'm looking at the map here, it doesn't look like anyone particularly lives here. Is that accurate?
Correct.
I can't think of anything else that would be like important to ask.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm
Rachel was wondering if the leg looked on this grandfather, if the
On
leg looked,
Sebastiano.
yeah. Look, no, not on Sebastiano, on Antonio.
I
Um,
Sebastiano is the one with the prosthetic.
Oh.
Sebastiano is.
Gotcha. Is his leg wooden, or is it a different material?
Well, would Charlie like to make a spot hidden check?
I suppose.
You can do it, Charlie.
I gotta take my hair out. It's starting to hurt my head.
Sad. I might even just ask what his leg was made out of, if it wouldn't be too rude to ask.
Oh, no, it was one of the first ones, and he shows it's wood. Were you successful in your spot hidden, Charlie?
Nope.
It is very intricately carved.
Does it have like engravings in it?
Yes. However, it is not the left leg of the Sedefkar simulacrum.
Darn. I
Is
mean,
it Sebastiano's left leg?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you clarify that? You're saying that the leg is Sebastiano's. It's not that it's wooden. Okay.
Yes. It is not the leg you are looking for.
Side note, I reread it. Nice. I reread the letter, and it said the statue was broken and there were no materials to fix it. So we might be looking for a statue. This isn't a guarantee, but that's what the letter said.
Well, and the map does say there's an old storeroom.
I want to go to the storeroom, but I think we have to wait for this place to be closed.
Well, that's why I asked about schematics. Because they might be in the storeroom.
Let's keep looking for some schematics.
The schematics are in the office.
Okay.
Do they have, I'm going to ask, do you have any like materials that would go along with these schematics? My friend here is a race car driver, and she loves mechanical workings and old-timey things of that nature.
I mean, sure. There's wood and porcelain and metal in the shop.
Okay, so you're saying just the stuff that we've already seen, essentially.
Yeah. Is there something specific you're interested in?
No, just those mechanical. I mean, we do want to see some sort of mechanical thing, but if the clock is the best and only place to see them, then we can go see the clock.
At this point, Giorgio, weren't you looking for someone specific? A leg or something?
No, we were looking for looking at prosthetics.
Yes. Was there a specific leg you were looking for?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
I mean,
I thought we were looking for. Do you have any statues on the premises, like out in the courtyard or in your back room?
No, none here.
Did you ever make statues? Any of your people?
Yes, the clock tower.
Oh, at the clock tower. Is that where?
That's where they are now.
Yeah, that's what we wanted to go and visit. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah. And this might be a silly question, but how do we get there?
Oh, and Georgie goes, I can take you there. That is not a problem. But before we go,
Lies before we just
what do you
skipped
think I should get for Maria? You know, bring her a little present.
Do I see the doll that my wife was playing with?
Yes.
I'll say you could do that one.
Give someone else a cursed doll.
and a Rebecca-shaped doll suddenly appears in the room.
Giorgio kind of looks over at it and like gently touches it and says, "No, Maria already has a Gremanci doll. She doesn't need another one, especially not from her lover."
You generally want to go with something, you know, like a necklace or a nice bracelet.
That is a good idea. Gertrude, you are a woman of wisdom. I can send you guys to the clock factory, or to the clock tower. Do you want me to join you there?
Yes.
Yes, that would be really helpful since we don't speak the language, and you certainly
see,
do.
Of course. Then I will go and get a nice bracelet, maybe on the way back.
If you would like a woman's opinion, I am happy to come with you and give you some pointers.
Gertrude, and he scoops up your hand and gallantly kisses it. Oh, you are an angel in the cold, cold night. Thank you, my dear.
What's
Of course.
the currency used here?
Oh, we need to tip the tour.
Say that again, Ricky?
What's the currency used here? I want to give some money to for the tour guide, and then some to this is Sebastiano that we're working with?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Okay.
Sebastiano. Well. I want to say Lira.
I feel like that's right.
What is it?
Yeah.
You would know if you looked in.
Not a euro yet.
Oh,
No.
No.
that's real sus.
That's the
Okay. And Ricky would very subtly pass off about, I don't know, does 25 lira sound about good as a generous tip for the tour guide, and probably another 25 for Sebastiano. Be like, here, get her something a little nice.
You mean Giorgiano?
Giorgiano? Wait, okay, which
No,
one?
it's
Sebastian's
Sebastiano and Antonio are the two people who work here.
Got it. And
Giorgio's our bud.
Giorgio is our buddy.
Yes.
Yeah, the our tour guide, basically.
Oh, so I'm talking about like the same person.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, but there's two different tour guides happening. There's the Seb tour and Georgie tour, but Georgie's more.
Translating.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, Nellie's gonna, if there's like a donation box or something, Nellie's gonna drop like the equivalent of like $10 US in it.
Okay. Yeah, that's going to be about. I mean, it was comparable. It looks like. So yeah, it's gonna be like about 13 lira.
Okay.
Well, then I'd still do that and just hand Lyra directly to the tour guide.
Which one?
The actual tour guide, Sebastiano. And then do the same thing. Giorgio. Yeah. Grazie.
Grazie. It was lovely to talk to you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the tour.
If we could just look and see if you have any of those schematics, I would really... Nelly, can I borrow your camera for a second?
Yes, absolutely.
Would you mind if we could look and see? And
of course.
Maybe take a couple of photographs?
Of course not.
All right, we'll do that.
Okay. They're pretty basic.
Okay, I'll just take some pictures just to keep it up.
Okay. Sounds good.
Just quickly, Nelly would fill in Sebastiano that, she's an anthropologist and this is somewhat history at this point, considering the generations of their family doing this. And that's kind of why they've been asking these weirdly invasive stuff, is because she's doing her ethnographic research on statues, dolls, and the like. She'll kind of smudge it a bit, but I mean, this is going in the ethnography, so. Explain that to him.
Sebastiano kind of blushes a little bit at that and says, "Grazie, you're too kind to involve my family in this."
Oh well, you've done a lot for your community. It's only natural.
Okay. As you guys kind of walk out, it's probably about, maybe it's close to 1. You spent quite a bit of time in there.
Okay.
Still pretty good if we want to go take a look at that clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go to the clock tower.
Okay, so the clock tower that you were sent to is in the Palazzo Rezzoniani. It is it's a very fine 15th century example of Venetian architecture, facing onto the Grand Canal. The facade is a burnt orange stucco, a pattern of Gothic curved and pointed arches, and the great bronze doors that face the Grand Canal have an intricate relief of a winged Venetian lion. The door is shut. And Giorgio goes, "Oh, the clock tower is here."
The door is shut to go inside the clock tower?
Yes. Or to go inside the palazzo.
Can we open it?
Are there guards around or anything?
There are no guards. It is locked. And Giorgio goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry. We need to set up an appointment.
Oh.
When is good for you to visit the clock tower? And I will set up the appointment for you."
Oh. Well, how soon? Are we talking like tomorrow, the day after that? Today?
Maybe tomorrow. Definitely not on Sunday, and I totally know what day it is. Okay, hang on. Let me just do some real fast.
And what day is it now that you've looked it up?
She's working on it.
Just kidding.
It's Saturday, January 20th.
So we have to wait until Monday.
You will have to wait until Monday. So 2 days. But that is okay, because tomorrow is her father's funeral that you said you were going to go with to me.
Yes.
Of
Well,
course.
tomorrow, we'll go to the funeral on Monday. I'll make sure you have an appointment to investigate the clock tower.
That would be lovely. And then we appear to have a little extra time, so perhaps we should stop by and pick up a gift for Maria.
Oh, see, please let us do that. Oh. So, Giorgio will set up a tour of the clock tower. Are you guys thinking morning, afternoon, evening?
Morning.
Probably morning.
Okay.
Ricky would kind of try to direct Giorgio and Gertrude, like, oh, what about that shop or something like that? Point them the other way, look at the others, and go, why don't we come back here later tonight when it's dark?
I'll lean in and say, I was thinking the storeroom of the other place, but
Yeah. Why not? Fucking los dos.
Okay.
You Spanish with an Italian accent.
Right. So the rest of the day is spent somewhat shopping. And it is spent planning to go back to the storeroom.
Planning.
Can Nellie take some pictures, like when the clock bell rings, and I guess the automation stuff kind of like moves around? Can she take some pictures of that?
Yeah.
There.
Yeah, it's a good 4 stories up.
Yeah. Well, she has a Zoom.
Not really in 1920 something.
No.
we could get a magnifying glass and hold it just a little bit away from the camera for you. But I think that's the best we could do.
We got handheld cameras. We've got to have some kind of a Zoom.
It's not so much a handheld camera as a camera that's about like yay big.
Right.
I totally
We lug
can
around in a case.
find it off my. I have to Google this later.
All right.
But
Who is breaking into the storeroom tonight, and who is staying at the hotel?
I think all of us.
I mean, the more the merrier, I suppose.
Yeah.
The wife.
I'm
Yeah.
coming
Why?
prepared.
I'm not leaving my wife alone, so she's definitely coming with.
Why?
Well, if I leave her alone, the cursed doll is gonna get her at the hotel.
No, you didn't buy it, did you?
No, but she touched it.
Oh my gosh.
That is a small camera, and it does have a zoom.
Not that much.
It in itself zooms forward.
But
I think that's more of a so that it can take the picture rather than
No, we have to refocus again.
Love your hair.
there's a setting right there.
But
yeah. I think everyone's going to the factory tonight.
All right. Make stealth rolls as you guys sneak your way over there.
Oh
This
god.
time I came prepared and I'm bringing wine with me so that there's no question.
I feel like the sneaky people or the non-sneaky people should stay home.
Excuse you.
I have made my sneak roll every time. I take that back. I think I did miss one.
Oh, take that, sucker.
it's back.
Okay.
Hard sticks.
More?
Check more.
Success. Check mark.
Hey, I got my stealth. I already have a check mark.
I also
though,
got a hard success.
Yep.
Okay.
Mine too.
Us non-stealthy people with our hard successes.
Did you guys both
I
get
think
hard
the first
successes?
time I've made stealth ever. Like, honestly.
Good.
How about you, Ricky?
I failed, but I'm going to.
Oh no! Don't push it! Don't push it! Don't push it! There's enough stuff for us.
We have 2 hard successes. I think we can absorb a fail.
I think we can absorb a fail in this. I don't think we can absorb a crit fail.
I'll just leave it.
You can see me out in the open.
Yay.
What about you, Lee? Did you make it?
Oh no, I sure didn't. I have a stealth of 20.
So do I, but I still made it.
So I rolled a 60.
I actually rolled a 20.
Nice.
So you guys make it back.
Me.
Excuse me. So you guys make it back to the factory. Totally super stealthy. I mean, sort of. Some of you are super quiet. Clearly have started to figure out this whole like we're sneaking thing. And you two are able to stop your companions before they walk into the security guard.
Huh.
He kind of does the walkthrough and then disappears back into the building.
Neat.
The building that we're going into?
Yes.
Cool. Cool.
I would assume we'd probably go around the side in the alley and try and go in one of the back windows. Assuming I read that map correctly.
Okay. How are you getting in through the window?
Well,
My
one
crowbar.
All right.
No.
He does have a crowbar. Whoever is going to use it needs to make a strength roll with a bonus die.
Ooh, a bonus
I mean,
die.
if anyone's gonna break in, it's gonna be me.
Can I attempt?
But
My strength is pretty good, honestly.
What's
Mason
his
and Ricky watch as Charlie levers her crowbar.
Just kind of bouncing on it.
Yeah, you don't quite have the oomph.
What did you say, Ricky?
My strength's at 70, and I think Mason's is at 75.
No. I'm gonna use 3 luck on that. That's worth the luck. Regular success.
What's your strength at, Mason?
I have a 71, but I already rolled it, so we're here now.
The vest pocket
What is
autograph.
yours, Ricky?
I'm gonna find if these things have. I'm
70.
still.
That's what I already.
Okay. The window slides open. Sarah walks up to you, Mason, and she goes, "Well, give me a boost."
I'll say, well, hold on, let's let one of the guys go in first, and I'll be like, Ricky, let's get you in there. Look
Can you
to
guys
wait,
fit
actually,
through the window?
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
let's.
how big is this window? Is somebody gonna get stuck in here? Is my question.
Yeah, it is a size.
I'm a size 50.
Well, we could also send our.
It's a size 55 or smaller.
Okay, so we
I'll
should
go.
send Gertrude in.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm a 40.
She's the smallest, I believe. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she has good sneak at the moment, so
Okay,
let's send her.
pop
fair.
Gertrude in.
I'll say, sorry, Sarah.
She's glaring at you now. Did you go into the finishing room, the shaping room, or the warehouse?
I was thinking the warehouse, because that's the closest to the old storage.
Okay.
Do you want me
You're
to
inside.
go around and let you guys in the front? Is there a door on this alley side that I could maybe open from the inside? No?
The nearest door is actually the entrance. It
I
looks
feel like we
like.
should
go
Oh,
around
there's a
and let
garden
you in.
door.
Yeah. Courtyard.
I guess I'll ask the question. Do we want to send another person with Gertrude? We could send Charlie. She's pretty small.
I'll go.
I'll be like, no, you're staying with me. That way I can make sure the cops catch me and not you.
I'm gonna just like dive through the window head first.
Okay. Charlie and Gertrude, I'd like you to make a listen check for me.
Okay.
Here, take this.
FYI, Sarah is clambering on the side of that wall. She wants in.
We'll give it a practice roll, see if it actually is good for you. Oh, yeah, actually.
Nope.
Nelly, would you give me a boost, dear?
Give you a boost?
Please?
What type of boost roll is that?
I just need to make it through the window.
Are you? No, I'm not letting my wife go in there.
Oh, I was trying to I was like, wait, okay. What's her size? Nelly will throw her on in.
Her size is 50.
Oh, she's the same size as Nelly. Never mind. I don't know if Nelly can pick her up.
She bats her eyes at you, Ricky.
Okay.
I'll be like, Ricky, if you touch my wife.
Do it. Do it. He's been waiting all night to do this.
Nice. Don't accidentally cut yourself there.
It's a prop.
Okay,
It's a
Not
edge.
sharp.
So Charlie is inside, Gertrude inside, Sarah is halfway through the window.
Sarah is not getting through the window. I'm not going to let her make it through
You
that
pull
window.
her back outside. She hits you.
You like?
Yeah.
We're doing things illegal. We are doing them together.
Somebody needs to go in with Gertrude. She's the one.
Charlie here.
Charlie's
Yeah.
already in there.
I'm in there.
Oh,
Listen, roll.
I did not succeed.
Neither did I.
Okay. You guys gonna go around and let everybody else in?
Yeah, are we going through the courtyard?
Um,
Okay, so everybody else has to go all the way around the house to the courtyard. And
Yeah.
Charlie and Gertrude will let you in.
I feel like we
And
should
everybody-
distract the guard that we know is going to be inside. Do we want to send someone to like the front door to maybe ask the guard a couple questions for a couple minutes?
Or just like bang some trash cans around by the front door?
Gertrude has the bottle of wine though, so we can't quite use her for this one.
Oh, Nelly failed her stealth. She can go up to the guard.
All right, how are you distracting the guard, Nelly?
So she'll immediately pull out a giant map, and she'll be like, "Oh, this thing! I speak 4 different languages, and I can't understand Italian. How did I miss this one? Excuse me, sir, signor, I think she can basic say in
Door
Italian.
are you at?
The one where the guard is.
We would send
You
her
haven't
to.
seen the guard since he just
Yeah,
he
yeah.
went back inside.
We would go to the front door.
No,
And-
she.
No, we would all, because we all have to go past the front door. So we would all go to the front door. We would leave Nelly maybe and one more person, and then the rest would go to the garden where they could be let in. That's kind of what I was thinking.
I thought I was distracting a guard, so I was sorely misled.
You will be. I just need to know where you are distracting the guard. You don't know where he is. You haven't seen him.
I guess
Charlie and Gertrude haven't heard him inside the building.
Okay.
So
Knock on the door, maybe?
So yeah, it's just a decision between the courtyard or the entrance that you came in earlier.
I think you guys are closer to the courtyard.
the people inside would be closer to the courtyard. People outside would be closer to the entrance.
I'll go to the
So
entrance.
I think Nelly should be at the entrance.
So Nelly is at the entrance. And so Sarah will stand with you because now she's mad at her husband.
Me?
For Sarah is going to stand with Nelly because her husband pulled her back out of a window and she's very cross with him right now.
That's fair. I'll say, no, keep my wife safe.
So they're going to pound on the door. You guys, it takes a little bit. And those of you in the courtyard see the guard go past the warehouse into the shaping room, into the finishing room, and then to the entrance where Nelly, you, an old, pot-bellied guard, kind of opens the door up and says, "See,
Hey, hello. This is the map that she's frantically shaking. I guess she'll say, she'll announce Greek, French, and Latin, and like say, "Do you speak either or English?"
And the guard says, no, sorry.
Sorry. So you don't speak English? No.
No.
Well, I am. She'll point to the map. I'm lost, and I don't know why I'm yelling. It's not like that changes anything.
Sarah's getting at you in the ribs, and she says, "Start crying. This always makes them uncomfortable."
I love it.
So the two of you burst into tears. This guard is supremely uncomfortable, but invites you inside, sits you in the waiting room, brings you tea, is trying to calm you down, and has absolutely no idea what to do. He is thoroughly distracted thanks to Nellie and Sarah. So, Ricky, Charlie, and Mason, you're heading back to the old storage.
Yep. I figure we should all kind of spread out. I might go to that very back room.
Did we see anything in the courtyard? I realized we didn't look there last. We were here earlier.
I mean, no.
Cool.
I would say
Anything
we skip
odd?
that for now. We can always visit that in the daytime.
Okay. So you guys enter into the storeroom. It is a long, narrow room. Maybe two of you can walk side by side down this room, but you realize it fully crosses the entire expanse of this building. And as you walk, it's almost like someone is staring at you until you look over and you see there are those stacks of dolls that you were looking for earlier, Charlie. You see they are soft-bodied ones, where you saw what you saw earlier being stuffed. You see china-bodied dolls. You see ones whose eyes seem to close and open depending on if they're laying down or standing up. And any that have their eyes open have bright blue eyes that seem to be staring at you.
Do they like follow us? Like the eyeballs?
Why don't you make am I being followed by dolls?
Would that be a power check?
Is that a self-psychoanalyze?
An intelligence check? Outsmart the porcelain dolls?
Or something that I'm good at.
Why don't you give me a survival roll?
Woof. That's 10 if you don't have it.
Yep.
I don't think that was just for her. I don't know.
I feel like anything else.
Ricky, the dolls seem to be staring at you.
Yeah, that would give me. That would just be a regular success, and that's a really good check mark for me because I haven't put anything in it. And I rolled a 6.
Nice.
You
Can I
get a little bit closer, Ricky, and you're fairly certain they're not actually staring at you. It's just the eyes are so lifelike.
How lifelike?
And you do kind of stop to wonder for a hot second if are these the dolls that talk, and you kind of reach out a hand.
No, don't do it.
And then you
No,
stop.
I would definitely pick one up.
No.
You pick one up, gently squeeze it, and you hear, "Mama."
Suddenly the room echoes, "Mama, mama, mama."
Charlie, how was your survival roll?
Not great. It was a good roll, but I didn't make it.
You pick up a doll, and it closes its eyes, You realize the eyes are porcelain. They're not human eyes. And you gently squeeze it, and you hear, "Mama."
Cool.
Gertrude, what are you doing? As you
I
hear,
am.
"Mama."
I shudder at that hideous sound.
Accurate.
And I am looking for any sort of mechanical parts, pieces, cogs, gears, anything that I might recognize from my own dabblings.
There just seems to be dolls. back
Just
here.
dolls.
Just
Okay.
dolls.
Is there anything more interesting in the very back room?
The very back room seems to be the room that the guard stations himself in. There is a lot of empty wine bottles, a nice chair, and a book that is currently earmarked.
What's
That's
the
it.
book?
Yeah.
It's
What's the
Italian.
book? Okay, cool.
Does it have pictures in it?
No pictures.
Okay.
You-
It's
They're
not
not
one of those
pictures.
kind of books.
Mama!
Hey, so are there any accelerants in the area? Any spirits, some gasoline, and just
There's a bunch of old wine bottles.
They're empty.
not a high enough room? Is there paper, straw?
There's human hair.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are there any like storage things?
I want to remind you guys that you are considering burning down a factory that supports two gentlemen which support their community with nearly free prosthetics to war vets.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think we
I'm not encouraging this one.
I'm not going to burn down the factory, just all of the dolls.
No, that's how they make their livelihood.
That's their livelihood.
Is there like a cellar or something?
No, there is no cellar.
No trapdoor, nothing.
So,
No,
What you're
because there's
saying
no
is-
basements in Venice.
Oh, that's right. There isn't.
so basically, this back old storage room has just dolls in it. Doesn't seem to be anything else as we're looking around.
I want to
Okay.
go into the shaping room.
Okay.
And I will announce this to the group because if we're looking for the leg and they have the leg, we're better to put it than with all the other blanks and like
Yeah.
models, right?
I agree.
Yeah,
I'm definitely gonna. Hopefully, the door to the doll room was closed before, but if not, if it wasn't closed, I'm gonna leave it open. Unfortunately, but if it was closed, I'm definitely gonna close it.
Make an intelligence check.
I'm actually pretty smart.
Gertrude, go ahead and roll a spot.
Famous last words.
Yeah. No, I got a regular success.
Okay. You're pretty sure it was closed.
Yeah, gonna close that door back then.
Nope.
You do not see the leg among all the blanks.
Okay.
All right. I would say we have. I mean, do you guys think there's anything else you want to look at?
Is there anything hanging from the ceiling?
Hey, could you? I mean, because I can't. Like, could somebody roll an investigation roll just to make sure we're not missing something?
Sure. What's investigation?
Um,
The keeper of the secrets throws us a bone.
intelligence idea.
Regular success.
Oh,
I fumbled.
Reroll it. Can you
Um,
re-roll a fumble?
that wasn't any better.
Charlie,
Yeah,
you rolled a fumble.
yeah. I was so sneaky earlier.
You are fairly certain well, you should probably grab a doll just in case.
I was already planning to.
Make that 2 dolls that we get to take with us now.
2 dolls that you are stealing. So that's with a regular success. The factory is what it is. It is fairly open, forthright, and honest.
Okay.
You were fairly certain you were looking for an automaton. Your best bet is probably the clock tower in 2 days.
Sweet.
Cool.
That's what I wanted to know. Let's
All right.
get out of here.
I'm gonna grab a doll on the way out.
Okay, so 2 dolls are stolen.
No,
Sarah
not
and Nelly.
Because I'm going to drop like $15 on the floor as I
$15?
in
You need to
1920
roll
something.
credit with these things. They're worth more than $15.
She will
No,
drop
but
the
in
fair price of it.
1923, I'm talking about dropping $15 today. That's what I'm talking. I don't know how it shakes out, but it's pretty expensive. I failed my credit check.
Okay. You do not drop enough money. Sarah and Nelly, you think you have directions possibly to a pub?
Good enough.
Yes. This guard was not very clear in any of his directions or attempts in English. However, you both pretend to be supremely grateful and exit with some nice tea in your belly. And you guys all retreat back to the hotel for the rest of the evening. And that is where we will end our story here tonight. Thank you all for my players for playing. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you all to our viewers for watching and talking and giving some pretty great ideas and feeding into my investigator's fear of dolls.
Terrified.
Something that we
Yeah.
have to appreciate.
Don't worry, we'll turn the tables when we start dissecting dolls and figuring out how they work.
And burning them.
Burning. I'm on board with burning.
Ugh.
That's freaky.
Thank you again to Pet Freaks. They are now a local family game store here in Colorado Springs. They support us. We are quite thankful to them and all that they do for us. Go out, support your own friendly local game store wherever you are. They can always use the help. And we are not playing next week. Many of our players are out. In fact, all 5 of them are. So it would be just me talking to myself, which really isn't that fascinating. So you will see us again on May 10th, and we will all be together in person at our studio, where hopefully JD, our marvelous producer, will be in charge of all the tech issues. We won't have access to the chat anymore, but feel free. JD and Phantom are always awesome to interact with. And thank you to them so much for all that they do. They are super helpful. Thanks again to Kelly Peck, who designed our frames. She also has some of the art in our Redbubble store, so that you should go check that out. And she also did our little Cthulhu emotes, because they're precious.
They are.
Let's see. Thank you to all of our supporters. Thank you for your continued views and supports. If you like what we do, feel free to like, to subscribe, to become a patron on Patreon. We have a lot of different things. Not only do we have this Monday night game, we also have our Friday night game, a 5th edition game, here on the Iconic Production Twitch channel. We also have several different podcasts, 13th Age one, or our Glorantha, Exploring Glorantha podcast with Evan and JM. So don't hesitate to show your support in any way that you can. We love running games. We can't do it without you. Check out Chaosium from our Call of Cthulhu. And thank you all. We hope you have a wonderful week and a very good night. See you.